the big talking point of the morning. It's about breastfeeding. It's about Breastfeeds, mothers who choose to take pictures of themselves breastfeeding, and it's caused a bit of division between mums who feel intimidated by this and can't actually do it or don't want to do it. But this lady, together with our doctor, Dr. Mona Mansouri, is Denise Sumpter, and Denise breastfeeds her daughter. Yes, absolutely, that's okay. What is unusual is that your daughter is how old?
She's 7.
She is 7. Now, not only are you breastfeeding your daughter at 7, you've got a son, Beau, who we'll see here, we'll see these pictures here, who is 2. So you have got it coming at all angles from you, basically. How draining is this for you?
Not at all. Breastfeeding, once you get used to it, it's supply and demand, it's pretty easy, and you know, so no special effort particularly, or you know, huge amounts of calories are required. I mean, you know, yeah, it's the usual thing. Your body adapts to breastfeeding.
Yes, now that's the usual thing. What may be deemed as unusual, of course, is the fact that Belle is 7 years of age.
Yeah.
How do you... This must restrict you and what you can do during the day. And what effect do you think it has on Belle?
Not really. It doesn't restrict me at all. Breastfeeding a 7-year-old is very different from breastfeeding a newborn, or indeed a child of 1 or 2 or 4. Because when you don't forcibly wean your child, when you let them wean naturally, it's a very gradual, slow thing. So, for instance, she may ask for milk once a week, or she may ask twice a day. But it's, you know, 2 minutes here and there. It's just a relaxing thing that you do.
It's a relaxing thing. I'm really interested in that, Denise. So whereas some children may say, Mummy, can I have a yoghurt or a chocolate bar or whatever? Yes. You think this is a comfy, cosy, bonding type thing between you two?
It definitely is, but it's, I think you're wrong to compare it to food, because breastfeeding's a lot more than that, as we know. You can't replace breastfeeding with something to eat or something to drink, because when you breastfeed your child, you're giving them immunobenefits, you're giving them oxytocin, you're giving them bonding, you're giving them proven psychological benefits.
Okay.
If you know, there's a new study, a Brazil study, that showed a long-term study, 6,000 people. Those children now that start in the study are 30 years old, and they know there's a direct correlation between how long you breastfeed that child and how successful and intelligent they are in their adult lives.
Well, your Belle's going to be a super brain at this rate.
She wants to be a pop star, and she says, if I breastfeed for long enough, I'm bound to...
Bound to sing better.
That's right.
Let's bring in the doctor now at this stage. Denise, she obviously takes this completely in her stride. She believes this is very, very natural for her. But how unusual is she?
I think you are quite unusual, because most people are unable to sort of maintain breastfeeding of any sort, whether it's, you know, for young children or a little bit older children, or older infants, for a long period of time. You're quite right. There are so many health benefits, both for you and for your child, in breastfeeding. But I suppose the thing that's unusual, of course, it's more culturally unusual for us to breastfeed for later, until later in life. Obviously, historically, we've breastfed our children for much longer, because there was more of a need for it and there wasn't really an alternative. But now we do it much less than we used to.
Can I respond to that? Well, can I just say, yeah, you're quite right. You say people can't breastfeed for much longer. Actually, you know, that's not quite right. People can breastfeed. The problem is, of course, they don't get the correct support, and culturally, it's not a thing that's 100% acceptable, so, you know, that's problematical for them.
Well, now, Isabel has this ahead of her, okay?
I just wanted to ask firstly, because I know you've said, Denise, that you will only stop breastfeeding your children when they stop asking you for breast milk. What if they never stop asking? When will you draw the line?
Right. Well, the thing there is, we know that there aren't really any teenagers or adults that actually breastfeed. We know with jaw development and as the immune system becomes a standalone thing.
So up to 12, up until they're teenagers.
I've no idea. The average upper age, if anthropologically the studies say, around about 8. So of course there are going to be people that go beyond that average, and I know some personally. And when you say unusual, actually, I know hundreds of people, thousands of people online, you know, in various groups who breastfeed their children to
Denise,
4, 5, 6
will
and beyond.
Belle decide this, do you think, or you? You think Belle will decide this? To stop?
Belle will decide. Belle will decide. Yeah.
See, because there could be a worry that you're keeping her like a baby almost by doing this.
I think you'll find, if you know my daughter, she is so confident and so, you know, she is very independent, and most of the time she's like, no, Mummy, I know what I'm doing. Leave me to get on with whatever it is. So.
Well, fascinating talking to you. Thank you very much indeed. That's Denise Sumpter, and she still breastfeeds her 7-year-old child. Thank you very much indeed for talking to us.
Thank you very much.